So there I was. The car was at a 45-degree angle. I was driving. Wasn't my car. It was a loaner car, a Mazda muscle car from the people who were fixing my regular car. How did I end up at such an angle? I'll tell you. Well, first of all, I have to tell you how I got out of it. I mean, I couldn't get out the driver's side. I was 6 feet up. So when I opened up the passenger side, I landed smack on my back. It was grass, luckily, but it was heavy duty. And I managed to stand up and I was poking at my phone, clutching my AAA card, trying to text. It was crazy. But then angels showed up, and I don't believe in this stuff. The first one, and I have to tell you where I was going to the Bay Area Storytelling Festival, and I had had a beautiful time getting there, but I don't have a good sense of direction, and my car has an embedded GPS who talks to me all the time. But this muscle car was old, so I kind of rigged a phone, and I didn't even trust that she would talk to me. And she managed to get me there, but I was very anxious. So when I got to the Sunset Stories, I saw three family members. They were grown-ups. I kind of knew them. And I said, when this is over, because it'll be dark, could one of you drive me down to the freeway so I can get home? And they said, sure. And I relaxed and loved the stories. And then we were leaving, and they said, meet us at the handicapped parking space. And that's when I realized that the tall, quiet gentleman was on a walker, so he wasn't going to drive me. And the animated storyteller, his wife, said, I'm not comfortable driving. And so I did not have a wingman or a driver. And so I said, I will follow you. And they tore out of there, and I tore behind them, trying to keep those tail lights in my sight. They immediately went down a wrong road. There was a fence in the way. They swung around. I eagerly swung around, not being aware that this, what I thought was a grassy verge, was a steep ditch. And that's how I ended up in this perilous position. But the first angel that came along was a storyteller who noticed a car in the wrong place at the wrong angle, and she scooped me up and deposited me at the site. And there I was poking away at my cell phone, and I said, AAA should be here soon. You're sure you're all right? Yes, goodbye. And that's when three more angels came. A guy named Brandon, who teaches at Sonoma Academy, uses stories, fabulous storyteller. He was the person who got us this great venue, and his beautiful wife Irma for Bali, and a staff person, Margot, on her badge, it said Margaux. And they just surrounded me and they said, Neshama, you're not going anywhere. We're going to take care of you. And immediately Margot gave me a fleece-lined sweatshirt from the Office Sonoma Academy, and I wrapped myself in it because it was getting cold and it was dark. And then in a golf cart, swanky school that it was, we went down to the scene of the crime. And they did all the interface. I just was wrapped in my fleece, and they dealt with the guy from AAA. He had a long beard, something right out of a fairy tale. And he Googled how you haul a muscle car out of a ditch, and he lowered it, and it was fine. It was drivable. And I said, okay, I'll go home. They said, you're not going anywhere. So Brandon took me to his house in Santa Rosa, 10 minutes away. I have to tell you, the GPS wouldn't shut up. Recalculating, she was trying to get me home. But at Brandon's, oh, I let out my breath. I saw a pad and pen. I said, can I borrow that? And he said, sure, I'll tell you why I needed it. And he took me to the bedroom where his daughter had lived. And that was the guest room. And I got some ibuprofen and I let out my breath. Yeah, it was hurting, but not, I had a lot of adrenaline. I'll tell you what I didn't have, though. We'll start from the top down. I call this body with fondness the carcass. It needs a lot of help. So from the eyes, the eye drops. From the ears, the hearing aid chargers. From the nose, CPAP, so I can sleep better. From the mouth guard. And I also didn't have a change of clothes and I didn't have any makeup and I was gonna perform tomorrow. But somehow I had the better sleep than I've had in a long, long time. What was I left with when this was all over? I'm not moving very well. I have a fractured sacrum. I did not know that then, but I have time to rest and be present and find out what it's like without a physical body that I thought was so important to me right now, without my beloved work at the library. I have space to discover the being, not the doing. It's not what you do, it's who you are. I'm getting wonderful help. I hope to be better soon. But in any case, this story actually has a title: Lost and Found, What's Left. I discovered it, and I also got this great story out of it. So thank you very much.